everyone, and welcome to a 45-minute relaxation and stretching class. Please make your way to your mat and come down onto your back gently, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Your knees are bent and feet flat on the floor, making whatever adjustments you need so your low back has a little bit of this gap in between the floor. Your shoulders are rolled down into the earth, and your spine is long. Take this moment to fully arrive on your mat and in your practice. These next 45 minutes will be for you to slow down, turn inward, and stretch out your body. Begin to notice your breath flowing in and out of your nose. Each inhale filling you up and emptying out with each exhale. Simply watch your breath without changing it. Begin to shift your attention to your energetic state. What is your body telling you right now? Where are you holding stress? Can you send your breath to those areas to create space, to soften? Inhale through your nose, sending the breath deep into your belly, letting your stomach lift up towards the sky. On your exhale, allowing your belly button to fall back towards your spine. Inhaling, filling up like a balloon. Exhaling, releasing any stress by allowing the body to sink into the earth. On your next exhale, hug the left knee into the chest and extend the right leg long down the mat. Pointing through your toes and lengthening through the crown of your head. Exhale, hug the right knee into the chest, extending the left leg long. On your next exhale, hug both knees into the chest and begin to rock side to side along your low back. Bring your attention to the space where your skin meets the ground. And on your next breath cycle, switching directions of the rock, going up and down the spine. On your next inhale, rocking up to a seated position with your fingertips pointed towards your glutes. Your feet are about as wide as your mat and your spine is long. On your exhale, allow both knees to fall to the right as your left hip lifts up. Opening up the hip. Inhale to center, exhaling to the left. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Inhale to center, exhaling to the left. Inhale to center. As you exhale to the right this time, the left arm sweeps out and around the point all the way towards the back of your mat, rotating through the midsection. stretching from the left knee all the way to the left fingertips. Allow your next inhale to unravel your torso, bringing you back to center. And on your exhale, both knees fall to the left as the right arm sweeps out and around, rotating one vertebrae at a time until you're facing the back of your mat. Reaching from the kneecap all the way to the fingertips. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, crossing both knees. Reach your arms out to the side, up and overhead, and folding forward over both knees. Reaching your fingertips far forward, sending your hips towards the back of your mat. Long, deep breaths filling up your belly, and exhales to empty out. On your next inhale, grip your fingertips into the floor and peel yourself forward onto your hands and knees, coming into tabletop position. Taking a moment to center yourself on your mat, bring both palms underneath your shoulders, pressing all your fingertips into the mat. Knees are directly underneath your hips, and on your inhale, the tailbone lifts up, belly drops towards the mat, and chin lifts up. Exhale, tailbone turns down, middle back rounds, chin drops to chest for top. Beginning to take this at your own pace, each inhale bringing you into cow, and each exhale pressing the earth away to cat. Getting curious about the sensations in your body and about how movement might change those sensations. Allow your next inhale to bring you to a flat back, lengthening through the crown of the head all the way through the spine. The left arm lifts up in front of you as the right leg extends out long behind you. Exhale, draw the elbow to your knee, reaching your nose towards your knee as well, crunching up. Inhale to lengthen, lifting the chin, lifting the right leg for a mini arch in the back. Exhale, drawing into center. Inhale to lengthen, engaging that core throughout this movement. Exhale, bringing it to the center. Inhale to extend and lengthen. Exhale, the left hand comes back down to the mat as the right knee bends, reaching towards the right shoulder. Gaze looking at the right knee. On your inhale, extend the right leg out long behind you. Exhale, crossing the right foot over to the left side and gazing at the toes, creating length through the right side body. Inhale to extend the right leg long behind you. Exhale, drawing the knee towards the shoulder. Inhale to extend. Exhale to cross and lift. Inhale to lengthen behind you. Exhale, bringing the right knee back down to the mat in tabletop position. Inhale, right arm lifts up, left leg extends out long behind you. Drawing the navel towards the spine. Exhale, crunch to the center. Rounding through the spine. Inhale to lengthen, and then lift to create some flexion. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to arch. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to lift. Exhale, right hand back down to the mat as the left knee reaches towards the left shoulder, the gaze looking at the left knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to cross and tap onto the right side. Again, lengthening through the left side body. Inhale, extending the leg long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale to cross. Inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale to extend. And exhale, bringing the left knee back down onto the mat. Pressing the fingertips into the mat, engage the pectoral muscles. Curling the toes under and keeping the knees bent, lift your hips up as high as you can. Coming into downward facing dog. Your shoulders reach out away from your spine and relax down your back towards your hips. Elongating through the spine, you can begin to lower your heels down to the mat, straightening out the legs and making sure the spine stays long. If you'd like to, begin to pedal your heels towards the mat, alternating stretching and bending. Holding in the inversion with your heart above your head and breathing. On your inhale, right leg lifts up behind you. Exhale, step the right foot in between your hands. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot and lower your torso down to the inside of the right leg. If you can lower down onto your forearms, feel free to do so, keeping the left leg engaged and the right knee stacked directly over the right ankle. Tapping into your breath, filling up your lungs and letting it go. If you're down on your forearms, begin to press your hands into the mat to lift your torso. Bring the right hand to the outside of the right foot and begin to heel toe the right foot into a more central position on the mat. On your exhale, tiptoe the left foot in just a little bit and then straighten the right leg, coming into pyramid. The left heel can dial down, so the heel of the right foot is intersecting the left foot. Keep a micro bend in the right knee and draw the right foot back towards the left like you were trying to wrinkle your mat. Continue to elongate through the spine, reaching the crown of your head towards the front of the mat. On your inhale, lifting back up onto the toe of the left foot and bending into the right knee, coming back into a low lunge. Exhale, lowering the left knee down onto the mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, both arms sweep out in front, lifting into hip flexor stretch. Sink the front of your hips towards the front of your mat and reach through your fingertips. Long, deep breaths to lengthen and exhales to sink forward. Drawing in the belly button for stability. On your exhale, begin to straighten the right leg, shifting your hips back and fold forward over the right leg. Draw your toes up towards your face and reach the crown of your head towards the front of the mat. Digging the right heel down into the mat, draw it backwards to engage the hamstring. Using your breath to expand your window of tolerance for discomfort. Inhale, shifting your weight forward, bending into the right leg. Left toes curl under and lift up off the mat. Exhale to straighten the right leg. And exhale to begin to walk your hands, dialing your toes towards the long edge of the mat. Inhale to lift up into a flat back. Exhale to come up all the way into standing. Inhale, both arms sweep out to the sides. Toes are parallel to one another, facing the long edge of your mat. Exhale, the left hand comes down to the outer edge of your left leg as the right arm reaches up and over towards the left side. Imagining one long line of energy from the right ankle all the way to the right pinky. Releasing your hip flexors, pretending like you were stuck in between two panes of glass. Let your inhale bring you back up through center. The left arm reaches up overhead. Exhale, the right hand down to the outer edge of the right leg as the left arm reaches up and over. Elongating through the spine, engaging the core, and keeping the rib cage in the same plane as the hips. Continue to reach throughout those left fingers. Inhale, bringing yourself up to center, both arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward, releasing both hands down to the mat. Dial your toes to face the outer corners of the mat. Bend into the right knee, allowing the toes to track over, allow the knee to track over the toes. Exhale to bring it back through center and over to the left. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Inhale to center, exhale, continue walking your hands towards the back edge of your mat, dialing your toes to face the back edge. Bend into the left knee, continuing to stay on the balls of the right foot. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot and heel toe the left foot to the outer edge of your mat. Keeping the left knee on top of the left ankle and the right leg engaged. You can either stay here with your palms pressed into the mat, lengthening through the spine, or lower down onto your forearms, deepening the stretch. Using your breath to create space where there is tension. If you're down on your forearms, begin to press your hands into the mat to lift your torso back up. Bring the left hand to the outside of the left foot and heel toe the left foot to a more central position. You begin to inch the right toes in just a little, and on your exhale, straightening the left leg, dialing the right heel down to the mat so the left heel is intersecting the right foot. Reach the crown of the head towards the front of the mat and keep a micro bend in the left knee. Long, deep breaths and full sighs out. Come back up onto the toes of your right foot. Exhale to bend into the left knee. Lower down the right knee onto the mat and untuck the toes. Inhale, both arms sweep out in front to lift the chest, coming into hip flexor stretch. Square your hips to the front edge of the mat, reaching through your fingertips, engaging the right glute. Exhale, shift your hips backwards as you straighten the left leg and bow forward, reaching the crown of your head towards the front of the mat, dialing the left toes back towards your face, digging the left heel into the mat and drawing the left hip backwards to engage the hamstring. Inhale, shift your weight forward, bending into the left knee. Left toes curl under and left knee lifts up off the mat. Exhale to straighten the left leg. Begin to walk your hands towards the long edge of your mat again, dialing the toes to face the long edge. Inhale to come into a flat back, and exhale to lower down. On your next inhale, walking your hands over towards your right ankle and grabbing on. Let each inhale lengthen your spine, and each exhale draw your nose closer to your right knee. Taking 5 breath cycles here. On your next exhale, release your right ankle and begin to walk your hands over to the left ankle. Again, each inhale lengthens your spine, and each exhale draws your nose closer to your knee. Noticing where your mind goes in the silence. And on your 5th breath, releasing your hands back to center, and then walking them all the way to the right side, pivoting your toes to the front edge of the mat, bending into the right knee. Bring both hands to the mat and step the right foot back into high plank position. Exhale your knees down to the mat, and gently drawing your elbows in towards your torso, lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. Shift your weight side to side so your pelvic triangle can reach the floor. Palms are directly underneath your shoulders, and the elbows are drawing in towards your torso. Toes are touching and pressing down onto the mat. On your inhale, lift through the chest without using your hands, continuing to lengthen forward. On your exhale, press your hands gently into the mat, making sure there's no pinching in the low back. Continuing to draw your elbows in towards your torso, and then pressing your hands towards the back of the mat to project your sternum forward. Exhale, lower yourself back down. Inhale to lift, projecting the heart forward. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Press yourself up into tabletop position, drawing the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale to extend the right leg long behind you. Exhale to draw the right knee to the right hand, allowing the heel to fall underneath the left hip flexor. Begin to inch the left leg back. On your inhale, press your hands into your mat to lengthen through your torso. Exhale, draw the right hip flexor back and the left forward to create a scissoring action, squaring your hips to the front of the mat and keeping them in the same plane. On your exhale, begin to undulate forward, rolling from the belly button to the rib cage to the head. On your inhale, lift through the belly button, the rib cage, allowing your head to be the last thing to lift up. And again, forward. Inhaling to lift, following your own breath, your own pattern. On your next exhale, allow yourself to come into stillness, making a pillow for your head with your arms. On your next inhale, begin to lift up your head and torso, pressing your hands back into the mat. Curl your left toes underneath and lift up into high plank pose. Watch as the sensation dissipates throughout your right leg. Exhale, lowering the knees down, coming into tabletop position. Inhale, extend the left leg out long behind you. Exhale, drawing the left knee to the left hand, allowing the heel to fall underneath the hip flexor. Begin to draw the right leg back behind you, inching with your toes. Exhale, draw the left hip flexor back and the right hip flexor forward. Inhale as you press your hands into the mat to lengthen through your spine. Exhale, drawing the hands into the mat to press your heart forward. On your exhale, begin to undulate forward from the belly button, the rib cage, and the head, moving at your own pace. Each exhale sending you forward, and each inhale lifting you up. And on your next exhale, lowering yourself all the way down onto your forearms and coming into stillness. On your next inhale, begin to lift your head and chest, pressing your hands into the mat. Right toes curl under, lifting yourself into a high plank pose. Keeping the navel drawn in towards the spine and watching the sensation dissipate in the left leg. Exhale to lower both knees down onto the mat. Inhale, drawing the right knee towards your nose and crossing it in front of the left leg. Pressing your knees into one another and splaying your feet to the outer edge of your mat. Begin to gently walk yourself backwards, lowering yourself in between your feet. Hug the right knee towards the chest and lengthen through your spine. Exhale to fold forward over your crossed legs. On your inhale, begin to walk your hands forward, shifting your weight back into a tabletop position with your legs crossed. Inhale, draw the left leg up towards your hands, crossing the left leg in front of the right, splaying the feet apart so they're both outside the mat, and slowly begin to walk yourself backwards, gently lowering yourself down. Hugging the left knee into the chest, lengthen through the spine, pressing into the left hip. On your exhale, releasing your hands down by your hips and extending both legs long out in front of you, flexing the toes towards your face. Inhale, both arms sweep out in front, up and overhead. Exhale, folding forward, reaching for your toes. If there's any pain or discomfort in the low back, backing off immediately. Trying to keep length throughout your spine and a gentle bend in the knees. On your exhale, begin to walk your hands back, coming up into a seated position with the navel drawn in towards your spine. Inch your hips forward, bending into the knees and bringing your feet flat on the floor, lowering yourself down one vertebrae at a time. Your feet are parallel and hip distance apart. Your feet and shoulders are pressing into the mat. Inhale to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Roll over onto your right shoulder and tuck the left shoulder underneath your chest, and then roll to the left to tuck your right. Bring your fingers to interlace underneath your spine and then press them into the mat, reaching towards your heels, opening your heart, pressing the tailbone towards the knees, and breathing. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing your grip of your fingers and allowing your shoulders to come out from underneath your chest. Slowly lower yourself down one vertebrae at a time, allowing the low back to rest on the earth. Taking a full inhale and a complete exhale, sending your attention to your low back. And on your next exhale, hugging both knees into the chest, pressing your knees together and pretending like there was a pencil, begin to draw little circles on the ceiling. On your exhale, switching directions. Inhale to lower your feet back down to the mat, walking them out into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Allow your arms to fall out to the side, your feet to splay apart. Release control of your breath, surrendering to your body. Watch as your inhale fills you up and your exhale empties you out. With each exhale, allow yourself to relax deeper and deeper, With each exhale, think, I'm letting go. I'm letting go. I'm letting go. And if your mind wanders, bring it back. I am letting go. I'm letting go. I am letting go. Begin to welcome movement back into your fingertips and toes. Letting your breath fill up your belly. And your exhale, letting it all go. And your next exhale, hug the knees gently to the chest. And roll over onto either side in the fetal position. Using your head, using your arm as a pillow for your head. Taking this pause to gently open your eyes. Begin to look around the room. Coming back to this body, this moment, and this space. Ready, gently pressing your hands into the mat to lift yourself into a seated position. Bringing one hand to your heart and one hand to your ribs, bow your head. Send gratitude to your body for showing up for you today. For all that it does for you throughout the day. Inhale to lift the head. Thank you for practicing with me today.